Before we turn to some more policy specific questions, I want to ask about the workings of Lansing. Michigan's term limit will cause mass turnover. So, how challenging do you think the loss of institutional knowledge will be? And as governor, how will you and your staff prepare to work with new lawmakers?
Well, it's enormously challenging. Governor Milliken gave a speech on Mackinac Island maybe 12, 13 years ago. And he said, there's no other walk of life where less experience is a prerequisite for getting the job. You'd never want the freshest neurosurgeon out of medical school to be the first one to do your brain surgery. I mean, this is important that we have institutional memory, that we've got people who understand the role of the legislature is to hold, to be a check and balance on the executive office, and vice versa, that we've got to work together. These are co-equal branches of government. It was funny, not too long ago, a woman said to me, if you win this race, you'll have 2 months off between the election and the swearing in. And I said, oh, you're cute. But that's not how it works. The day after the election is the first hardest day of the next 4 years. It's when you pull back the curtain on state government and find out what you're really dealing with. It's when you start a transition. It's when you start the process of determining department heads, finding great qualified people that represent the great diversity of the state and have an empowered seat at the table. These are all critical parts of what will happen after the election. But one of the more critical things that needs to be done is building relationships with the term-limited legislature. People are in and out of there so quickly. The legislature is not a group of employees for the governor, even when the governor's party controls everything. I think we've seen that over the last 8 years. They are a co-equal branch of government. There needs to be quadrant meetings with the 4 leaders of the 4 caucuses, the Republicans and Democrats in both the House and the Senate. Those used to happen monthly. They don't happen anymore. They never happened when I was the leader those first 4 years of the Snyder administration. So these are critical pieces to working with the legislature. One of the things that I want to fix is the roads. My infrastructure package fixes roads. It fixes the lead pipes that are delivering our drinking water. It will lay conduit to get us all connected to high-speed broadband so we can keep our edge in mobility here in Michigan. I'm going to need the legislature to help me. And so I'm determined to build relationships very quickly, to work with them, to try to whip the votes. And sometimes you can't get something done in the legislature. You go straight to the people. I'm prepared to do that as well. But first thing is trying to make sure that we're working together. And I believe that there's a lot of opportunity to do that.